Okay, hello you beautiful people. How's everyone doing? So, episode 51 of our Blackburn Rovers Football Manager 2017 save. As you can see somewhere in the abyss of my emails, Khaldoun al-Mubarak, the Man City chairman, contacted me and asked me whether or not I'd be interested in being interviewed for the Manchester City job. I politely told him to piss off. So, obviously, it's the 20th of February, and one thing we didn't really focus much on in January was transfers. Now, we didn't make any signings because even though we're competing for the Premier League right at the top of the table, our owners didn't actually offer us any money. So instead, like we always like to do, we like to take a look at the world and see what big transfers actually went on. So, Valentin Giroud, no idea if that's how you say it. What a player this guy looks like. I'm surprised our scouts didn't find him. 23.5 million quid. So, you know, we didn't have the money to sign him anyway, even if we wanted to. But it looks like he could develop into quite a gem. Leaving Anderlecht, which is, of course, the team we're going to be playing over two legs now. Inigo Leque has joined Juventus. Looks like a relatively tidy player. Probably, in my opinion, not really worth 18 million quid. Given that he's a defender. Poor jumping reach, poor heading, average marking and tackling. Montoya left Valencia and joined Man United as well. As we can see, Man United just, you know, continuously buying the world. Paulinho, another player that I kind of had my eyes on, has joined Real Madrid. He cost them 15 million, which 15.5 million, which could rise to 23.5 million. Don't really think it looks that impressive, to be honest. Pretty fast for a centre back, but in terms of heading, tackling, work rate, poor leadership, I don't really think, you know, he'd suit the English game. But yeah, that happened. Victor Garcia has joined Juventus, another right back, interestingly. John Brooks left Man City and has joined Gladbach. De Sciglio, who caused us a lot of problems in the Europa League against AC Milan, has joined Spurs, so he's come to haunt me in the Premier League as well. Berkay Özcan has joined Hoffenheim, and I think really Jordi Clasie, 7.5 million quid, has joined Spurs. But I think that's it really. See if there are any names we really recognise. Baba Rahman has actually joined Man City for 2.5 million quid. I would have had him for 2.5 million quid to play on the left for us. What a signing. 75k a week though. So I'm not sure we'd have been able to, you know, merit that given that we've got Augustinson in the side. But really good signing that for such a small amount of money. Mignolet has joined Swansea. Iago Falk has joined West Brom. Januzaj has joined Swansea. Yeah, they really are ones that stand out. We've had a few transfers in February as well. Diego Llorente has actually, interestingly, joined Paris Saint-Germain. Is he actually related to the other Llorente? No idea. It's probably a popular surname, isn't it? Jefferson, Regen. Wow, this guy looks really good. He left Sao Paulo and has joined Palmeiras for 10 million quid. Palmeiras? I didn't realise they have 10 million quid to spend, but this player looks like a bit of a gem, so I think we're going to scout him. Mankillo has joined Monaco for 9 million quid. It's not like Monaco don't really have the money. And yeah, I think that's it really in terms of... Oh, David Silva's joined the Vancouver Whitecaps. So he's obviously nearing the end of his career at the age of 34. Got over to America to earn an easy 120k a week. But that's going to be it really in terms of transfers. I want to focus more on Anderlecht. So they're top of the Belgium League. Recently, though, you look at their fixtures, they're definitely going through some poor form. It seemed like ever since they sold Valentin Giroud to Man United, their form ain't exactly been great. So it's the first leg. We obviously, ideally, don't want them to get any away goals, but chances are they might do. But as long as we win the leg by 2 or 3 goals, if we can just go into the second leg feeling relatively comfortable, I'll be pretty happy. And this is going to be a double episode, so because we've basically got no games between the 2 legs, so we might as well. So I'll see you guys at Ewood Park. It's going to be awkward. What's their stadium called? The Stade Constant van den Stok. Okay. And the only reason I'm checking is because I remember young boys having the Wankdorf Stadium. But yeah, see you guys at Ewood. Okay, so in terms of how we've lined up, we've basically lined up the exact same way we lined up against Chelsea, and I just realised I completely forgot to discuss what happened in the Chelsea game. So obviously the last episode was the Arsenal game where normality resumed and we lost against Arsenal. Can never beat Arsene Wenger. I mean, how old is he now? Is he not retired yet? 70 years old. His contract runs out next season. You'd like to think he's going to retire sometime soon and finally give me a win against Arsenal. Yeah, we beat Chelsea 2-0. They didn't really show up, to be honest. Demo scoring in the 11th minute. Marco Rog then scored in the 43rd minute. Unfortunately, though, Nano got injured and he's damaged his Achilles tendon, which means he's out for 5 to 6 months. So a really important player for us in terms of rotating him with Andre Gray up front. And yeah, not only have we lost Lucas Moura, we've obviously now lost Nano. And we've been quite unfortunate, really, with these long-term injuries. But we still have good squad depth, which means it ain't the end of the world. Nabil Gillas and me have had a bit of a fight, but just in case we need another striker, he is around. And we have players like Niang and Piaka as well. But yeah, anyway, so back to our match against Anderlecht. For some reason, Football Manager's trying to load highlights. Okay, here we go. So in terms of the starting lineup, not really changed much from the lineup that gave us a 2-0 win against Chelsea. If they can beat Chelsea, they should be able to beat Anderlecht. Is that Pablo Zabaleta? Wow, Pablo Zabaleta playing at defensive midfield. Yeah, even though they are in the Europa League, they are still a team from Belgium, you know. So on paper, we should really be beating them quite comfortably. Varela comes in at right back instead of Fabio, giving Fabio a bit of a rest. And Nigel comes in instead of Alenya at centre mid. And that's it, really. I can't really say, bar Zabaleta, I recognise any players on or within this Anderlecht side. So, yeah, let's see what we can do. Okay, here we go. So 5 minutes in, the traditional team talk. There we go. Nigel picks it up. Oh, and it's deflected in, but it's offside. Yeah, linesman had a flag up for some reason. Thomas Callas doing a bit of a run there with his arms out in the air. I guess he weren't really too happy with that. But like I said, guys, on paper, Anderlecht was a pretty good draw for us. You know, there's a lot of better sides that we could have... Oh, unlucky there, Nigel. Unlucky. Hitting the bar. But yeah, there's a lot of better sides in the Europa League, particularly the sides that, of course, dropped down from the Champions League too. So in the Europa League, we have some teams like Borussia Dortmund and obviously AC Milan and some others. So to get only Anderlecht this early on was quite a nice draw for us. But it's all good saying it's nice to quite... It's quite a nice draw, but we need to be able to get the results as well, of course. So for some reason, our centre-backs have become our centre midfielders. As Demirbay finds Nigel, plays in Niang, who shoots and also hits the bar. Jesus, that's twice we've hit the bar now, but relatively positive. I'm just kind of disappointed that we've had 0 shots on target. Looking like the better side, but I really would like to put things to bed by winning this at least, 2-3-0, leave things relatively comfortable going into the second leg in Belgium, of course. It's quite good as well that we don't have a Premier League game in between this and the second leg. So, don't need to worry too much. Don't think about tired legs and stuff. But here we go. Rog shoots. Rog scores. Does what Nigel couldn't. And what a strike that was from Marco Rog from outside of the box. We've really struggled, I think, to play the ball into the box against this Anderlecht side. You can see that it's mainly because they've got 2 defensive midfielders in front of a back 4. So it's limited most of our shots to being from outside of the box. One thing that could help, which will be a change I'll actually do at half-time, is to actually change our fullbacks from IWBs to regular fullbacks. That way they'll run more towards the byline, give us that extra wide passing option, and it kind of means you can cut past that kind of block of 6 defenders out wide, and once they dribble the ball to the byline, you can then cross the ball in, and it forces you to have to infiltrate the box because their back 6 have to fall back to protect the cross. Okay, so we're going to calmly tell the lads I'm not really happy with what we've seen so far, but I'm not really too bothered because I do feel like these changes will help us. We're just going to basically look for the overlap. That's it, and it just basically means that these guys will get a little bit more involved on the overlap and give us that extra bit of width, which really is what we're looking for. Rog finds Andre, who passes to Niang, who shoots once again from outside the box, but just testing the waters early on in this second half. It'd be really nice to grab a second goal, though. But at the same time, we don't want to give them an away goal, you know what I mean? Because this could easily still end up being 1-1. The way they are set up to play is to play on the counter-attack, so we should be able to shut down I. We can't really allow him to hold the ball up, but that was really one of their first shots, and it weren't even on target. So far, so good. We're going to go a little bit more positive and change to control, and we're going to play a little bit more wider and, you know, try to get balls into the box. I really want to find that second goal. I don't really think Anderlecht are going to trouble us offensively unless it's from a set piece or something along them lines. We'll give Piaka a run around, who got injured a few games ago. He's now back from injury, and see if he can give us that extra bit of incisiveness that we really need to try and find this second goal. And it seems like we're not going to find the second goal. But a 1-0 win, a clean sheet, I can't really complain too much. I think we'll be okay going to Belgium as well. Yeah, Andre finds Rog, who whips the ball in. And there is the goal. There's the goal. We found it in the end. 2-0. Basically the last kick of the game. We turn on the style, as the commentator says. And yeah, really good goal that. Anderlecht haven't really troubled us. And I think we can just go to Belgium, guys, and just, you know, play our game, really. Not too fussed. They are still a Europa League side, Anderlecht, you know what I mean? We saw in real life, Man United, I think it's safe to say, somewhat struggled against them. So we've made this leg so far look really, really comfortable, which is good, which is positive for us. And, you know, hopefully we can go to their place and grab another 2 goals. But good, solid win. Congratulate the team. And on that note, I will see you guys in the reverse leg in Belgium. Don't go anywhere. I highly doubt you are going to go anywhere, because the video's not finished yet. I don't know why I said that. Okay, so second leg time. As you can see, they've gone for a bit of a different formation. Rather than that 4-2 deep 3-1 that they were going for, where they were trying to, you know, just put as many men behind the ball and hopefully keep it at 1-0. Thankfully, we made it 2 at Ewood Park. They've actually gone with a 4-3-3. Dumbia in that anchorman role. Zabaleta actually plays at right back this time round, which is probably a good choice. Mr. Anderlecht manager. In fact, who is the Anderlecht manager? They have no manager. Because obviously I've not got the Belgium leagues loaded. In terms of us, it's more or less the same lineup. Tiote comes in instead of Romeu to give him a run around. Alenya comes in instead of Karim Demirbay. And Piaka comes in on the left with Dumic at centre-back as well. You know, just rotating it, keeping players happy. And bearing in mind as well, we do have a 2-0 lead. And we've got the Norwich game coming up in about 4 days. Really nice stadium here in Anderlecht as well. I'm becoming really envious of all these really nice stadiums. They just look so much better than our stadium. Right, okay, just to discuss what we've done tactically. We've gone for the fullbacks rather than the IWBs. Control mentality, try and hold on to the ball and just frustrate the opposition, really, and try and take them on the front foot as opposed to the counter mentality we play at home. Nothing new, really. As you can see, we're 2-0 up. But I'm kind of underwhelmed, actually. 20 minutes in, we've not really created too many chances. We could find ourselves changing to maybe either an attacking or standard mentality come the second half if we don't see more. 33 minutes in, start demanding more. But it kind of seems like Anderlecht don't really have the quality to make a difference, and we basically just turned up for a free holiday. Which is a shame, really, because I'd like another win just to keep the momentum going. So we're going to switch to a standard team instruction mentality thingamajig, and we're going to slightly raise our defensive line, just try and constrict the space a little bit. Danny Bath. Danny Bath. Danny Bath. Danny Bath. La 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 la. I want to start making chants for all our different players. Danny Bath. Marco Rog. Marco Rog. La 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 la. As you can see, I'm incredibly creative, aren't I? But yeah, Tiote finds Varela out on the right-hand side. We should be able to whip this in now. Maybe not. No, it plays it short to Alenya. Nigel to Piaka. Oh, who hits the post. But, you know, it's a lot more positive than the crap we were seeing in the first half. Augustinson might have to come off. I can't really afford him to get suspended. Particularly in a game like this where we're already 2-0 up, you know what I mean? All it'll take is just... a silly tackle. What a strike from Tiote. Really unfortunate to hit the woodwork there. But Piaka in the right place at the right time to pounce on the rebound. Open net, easy finish, put it straight in the corner as well to make sure the goalkeeper had no chance of getting back up for it. But here we go. We are going to make a substitution now. Augustinson doesn't really need to be on the pitch. Let's see if there's anyone else we really ideally want to rest. I think I'll give McLean a bit of a run around. We'll take Andre Gray off. He's not exactly looked phenomenal so far in these 2 legs. So we'll take him off. Mainly bearing in mind the fact that Nano is out injured for a very long period of time, so we can't afford him to get injured as well, and we kind of want him to be at as high condition as possible. But I think that's it really. Cheick Tiote, he got the assist. Didn't realise he actually got the assist if it bounced back off the post. But we'll give Romeo a run around simply because Cheick Tiote, of course, is not getting any younger. He's like 33 now, isn't he? Yeah, 33 on 71% condition. He's a player I'd really like to leave fit. And obviously, the worse the condition, good free kick, the worse the condition of your player, the more likely they are to get injured. So, yeah. There we go. Nice little celebration from me on the touchline. And David Beckham-esque free kick. Oh, no, it actually it hit the defender's head in the wall. But there we go. It is going to be a comfortable 4-0 win, and we will be... Oops, there's an injury. Can we take him off? That doesn't look good, but the fact that he's still playing probably means it's not too bad. We'll take a look in a bit. But yeah, comfortable 4-0 victory. It'll be interesting to see who we get drawn against in the next round. It'll be interesting to see... Oh, that's a shame. Be interesting to see... Oh, it's offside, is it? Yeah, it says offside. Didn't look offside. Or maybe I just didn't see it properly, but yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the other Europa League results look like. There we go. Very happy with the result and the way they play. Let's take a quick look at some of the other Europa League results. Just, oh, wow. Okay. He's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, it seems, which is a shame. Fortunately, we only have Norwich coming up next. Well, let's take a look at what happened. So, Marseille beat Wolfsburg 4-1 on aggregate. Udinese beat Leicester, ouch, 5-0 on aggregate. Lyon beat Fiorentina 4-1 on aggregate. Red Bull Leipzig, wow, knocked out Inter Milan, who are actually, are they managerless? Declare interesting job. Should we go manage Inter Milan? Beat Inter Milan, knock them out. That's awesome for us because it means that we won't have to face Inter Milan, obviously. Even though, Red Bull Leipzig are still a decent side. Philip Koku's their manager. Interesting. Sevilla won on away goals against PSV. Dortmund have been knocked out by Napoli. So again, looking positive for us. AC Milan, OP as always, beating Zenit 5-1. Why have they not got any... I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Porto knocked out Galatasaray. Stoke are out. That's not amazing for us because it means they can focus on the league now. Hopefully they won't catch up with us. So Sporting Lisbon are still in there. Bordeaux, a 6-2 victory. Wow, they must have won the first leg 6-2 then. Athletic Bilbao going through against Toulouse. Valencia been knocked out by Ajax. We knocked out Anderlecht. Lazio are still in, beating FC Midtjylland. Can't pronounce it. 9-7 on aggregate. Braga have knocked out FC Basel. And Celtic have knocked out Shakhtar Donetsk. Unlucky Shakhtar coming back in that second leg, making it 2-0, but still 3-2 on aggregate. So really, you look at some of these sides, guys, that are left in the Europa League. I wouldn't say any of them really worry me, bar AC Milan. Ajax are obviously a good side, but we're still a top 4 Premier League side. I'd say other than AC Milan, the only teams that really might worry me, if so slightly, are kind of Napoli or Sevilla. I don't even think the French teams worry me, to be honest. So let's see who we actually get in the draw, which is going to be tomorrow. So let's go straight there. I'm quite excited, actually. Can you imagine if we win the Europa League? Hopefully someone else just knocks out AC Milan for us. Because, as we know, we don't play well against AC Milan. Okay, so I weren't expecting this. Completely forgot about it. But our youth intake has come through. In the summer, I spoke with the owners and they put some money into our youth facilities. So I'm kind of hoping that our youth intake will be a little bit better. Interestingly enough, we've got an Indian 15-year-old that's come in. Where was he born? Place of birth, Sanvordham in India. Interesting. I mean, I assume we've got an Indian regen simply because our owners are Indian. Who in real life can piss off, by the way. Not because they're Indian, but because Venky's out. That aside, it doesn't actually look too bad. He probably needs a positional change. He's never going to become world class, though. Never going to become world class. Not good enough. We've got bloody Nora. Look at this guy. Ahmed Mohammed. Look at that hair. I mean, if it weren't for his hair, he'd kind of look a bit like Ali Al-Habsi. But instead, he's got this whole mohawk thing going on. For a 16-year-old, to have 14 reflexes, 14 rushing out, and 13 tendency to punch ain't too bad. And 11 handling as well. 186 centimetre, very tall for a 16-year-old. He's half English, half Nigerian from St. Helens. This could actually end up being a really good goalkeeper, actually, depending on how he develops. Now, determination is a bit poor, but, you know, he's still got a few years to develop. If he can get these up to about 12 or 13, then he might be a really good backup goalkeeper. A lot of good teams in this draw, Ajax, Atletico, etc. So we'll do the automatic draw and see who we get. Bordeaux get Napoli. Okay. At least means we don't get Napoli, doesn't it? Leipzig get Braga. Okay. I'd love to get Celtic, to be honest. Zenit or Milan get Olympique de Marseille. That explains the weird stuff that went on. Oh, we get Olympique Lyon. Slightly harder tie than I would have liked, I think. I'm going to have to make sure that Varela's nowhere near the game because he wanted to leave us to join Lyon, even though they weren't interested in signing him. I would have really liked a game against Celtic. Porto play Sporting. Wow. That's a really good tie, that. I'm actually looking at some of these ties. I mean, Lyon, we might actually not do too badly. They're actually third in League. They're doing well, a lot better than I thought. But again, they're nowhere near on the same level as PSG. Let's take a look at some of their players. Leo Baptistao up front, Kalulu on the left, Victor Rodriguez. So they do, without a shadow of a doubt, have a half-decent team. But, you know, we can take them. They've got Destro on the bench. Okay, used to be a bit of a Football Manager legend. And Yam Via, bit of a Sunderland legend, this lad, isn't it? After everything that happened to him with Rostov and, not Rostov, Rubin and Sunderland. But yeah, so I'm quite happy with that tie, actually. Quite happy with it. Zenit or Milan, that probably explains why we didn't have an aggregate score when we looked at it earlier on, because they've only played their first leg. But if Milan genuinely won the first leg 5-1, I think we know who's going to be playing Olympique de Marseille. But yeah, as long as we can get past Olympique Lyon, probably would have preferred Marseille rather than Lyon. But yeah, as long as we can get past Lyon, who knows what might happen. If a team like Bordeaux can knock out Napoli and we get some decent knockouts like the last round, where teams like Inter and Leicester and stuff got knocked out, then who knows what might happen in terms of the Europa League from now until the end of the season. What makes it even better for us is we've been knocked out the FA Cup, we've been knocked out the EFL Cup, and we do have a bit of breathing space between us and Stoke. And really, you look at some of these games coming up, Norwich, Palace, Everton, Villa, and the Lyon games have been placed in between. We should actually be relatively okay because we should be able to like rest players against teams like Norwich, Palace and Everton and so on, and you know, because they're not really that good. But yeah, until next time, 3 2-0s in a row. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I guess I'll see you guys next time against Olympique Lyon. It's starting to get quite exciting in the Europa League.